Hi, welcome back to the channel. My name's Adrian and it's day 19 at ZineQuest. So this is my daily video where I pick a zine off ZineQuest and have a look at it. Today we are back looking at Shadowdark, and one that I really like the idea of. I'm always talking about this on either of my channels, how I love a good bestiary. And a while back I reviewed Denizens of the Bloodsand, which was a bestiary that really sort of set the bar on how bestiary should be. So, you know, these are things that are going to include across each creature some random tables, some sort of different types of mutations so that the creatures can change, but more importantly they've got random loot tables and stuff, so it's not a static creature the player's going to come across. And this Goblins little zine that I'm looking at is exactly that. So it's got an example. I think it's a 10-page example on the Kickstarter, which is what sort of drew me to it, because it's 30 plus goblins. It's written in a style of sort of Mordecai's books from Dungeons and Dragons. But let's just jump straight over to the Kickstarter page here. So here we have more goblins for Shadowdark. So join Mr. Sunseri as he travels across the Grand Realms as he details the goblins he encounters. So the good thing is it is currently funded. So we are about 5 times the funding goal, 48 backers, 24 days to go at time of recording. So here we have his notes from the Endless Realm. So it's designed for Shadowdark, so we're going to follow him as he travels across the Endless Realms where he details the creatures that he meets on his journey. The set of notes covers goblins. The Grand Endless Realms are teeming with variety. It should be no surprise that goblins in these pages aren't your run-of-the-mill, snivelling, nose-picking goblins. The art here is used by Rick Hershey, and it's a 39-page zine, jam-packed with monsters goodness, with over 30 new goblins never seen before. So there is an example in here, so the good thing is I'll show you that example towards the end of the video so you can have a look at the art style and just actually the amount of detail and how well it's written. I don't know how much other stuff Brian has done, so we've got the writer and creator hero Brian Gillespie. He has got I think there's 3 examples of other things that he's written as well. So what's included? So we've got a powerful goblin clan that taxes the dangerous road, a cunning warrior and hearty wanderers, goblins from the Arctic wastes, jungles and seas, a martial arts master and secret school, goblins created and mutated by the demonic Flesh Sculptors, including a goblin-kin attack dog. See what I mean about the mutations? The creatures are going to feel different when the players interact with them. And the goblins, you know, who doesn't like having goblins as an antagonist? But to be able to sort of change them up and make them a little bit more interesting. Archmages, a living siege engine, creatures of legend, and much more. Are they just low-level fodder? Nope. There are some things for every tier of play. The goblins in here are designed to be flexible, so you can decide how you want to use them. A variety of play for roles in the world. The imagination is your limit. And if you haven't got imagination, which some of us don't have, use this zine. That's what it's here for. So I've packed every entry with unique lore. But we've got to say there's a couple of things here. So he's got an adventure that he's written. So is it Agathor's Tribute? Let's give you an example. This Millie's Magic Emporium of Curiosities looks really interesting, actually. So there's a 2-page example of both of these. I'm not going to look at them, but you can click through and take a look in your own time. And one's going to cover magical masks and the other one's going to cover rings and amulets. Now, I'm always a fan of any sort of magical items, but I love the fact that it's all built around this one character's emporium, which I don't know where it's going to appear. I don't know the sort of rules, because, you know, sometimes when I've done 5th edition adventures, what I've had is an emporium in a town, and I've basically had they've all interlinked, if that makes sense, through... There's like a teleport room. I can't think what it's called, like a portal in the back. So when they actually go to another town, it's actually the same guy. And the players want an item. The creature will go behind the curtains. He'll then go off through his portal into his safe, which is where everything's held. Grab the items and then come back. And I'd say I've sort of worked on this sort of idea going forward. So I wonder whether this Millie's Magical Emporium is going to be the same sort of thing. So we can get hold of these extra zines. They are included in the Pledge Manager. Fulfillment is going to come through RPG, which I think is a brilliant choice, because obviously it depends on country, but most people are going to miss out tariffs and taxes and stuff like that. So obviously you're going to get some shipping fees and some additional fees to print costs through DriveThruRPG, which it says here is around about an additional $4. Okay, so obviously if it's doing local fulfillment, it's going to be nice and easy. Again, I'm not really worried about as and when these projects are going to come out, but let's just have a quick look at the rewards before we get into it. So it's going to cost you, so a printed zine, soft cover, print code, PDF, $10, about £8. Nice and easy. That is all of them for $10. We can have just the PDFs for $6 and the other 3 adventures. So once this funds, we'll be able to find out exactly what goes on in Millie's Magical Emporium. Right, let's get over and have a quick look at the example zine so you can sort of see what's included in it. So we've got, so say this comes in, this is 10 pages, which say the double facing pages. So we've got this Arachne Weaver. So the Weavers are bound in the in-between. Not much is known about these creatures other than they have a connection to the cosmos and can tap into the temporal streams, which may believe to soothe the future. And it's got like little notes, as you'd imagine, say just like Mordecai's sort of those books that came out for Dungeons and Dragons on, you know, little hints and beliefs around it. And then we've got 2 examples here of, so there's a level 5 version and then the Keepers, which is the more powerful one. And then some rumors and more that you know, you can roll out and give to the players when they interact with it, or if you're sort of building it up. But I like the fact this, you know, this does have a full-on goblin face here. We then get details about Clan Varys, a war king, and then it's just going to take you to say, you know, that they are from the West Marches, the bordered kingdoms. Koltar, the Brute, is the current war king for Clan Varys, and we're going to get the details here. So he's a powerful warrior and leader. He's level 15, but like previous creatures, we've got some rumors and more, and then random treasures. So if you do manage to kill it, or let's go with knock it unconscious, because you don't have to kill everything you interact with, you're going to get some random treasure on here, but also items of note. So it's got some nice, cool magical items, which may put a bit of a target on its back. We've then got the War Master for the clan in here, and then details of an elite guard as well. Again, say you've got all these additional details in here. I'm sort of pausing and struggling a little bit because with my dyslexia, I struggle to read stuff with, you know, sample file thrown across it. It's just, for me, it's really distracting. Hopefully for you, if you download this and have a look and spend a bit more time on it, it's not going to be quite as distracting, because, you know, I'm looking at it and I'm going, I just get drawn to the red letters. It's a very strange thing for me. And then we get this Maestro here, and then we've got like the Pyrotechnic, and then we've got the munitions here as well. And then finally, we've got this Derris, which are the pit fighters, are one of the most dangerous goblins I've ever met or read about. So I just like the way it's done from first person, isn't it? I think the way that's actually called. Him and his ilk stand nearly 7 feet tall and composed of taut, lean muscles. I know he looks quite small, and you think he's going to be quite small because, you know, he's goblin. But because there's no frame of reference, you just get that wonderful thing of, do you know what? Actually, he looks quite small and unassuming. But as soon as you sit there and go, they stand 7 feet tall. So the whole of this sort of goblin clan or tribe, or would it be an ancestry or ancestry? No, goblin would be the ancestry, wouldn't it? So I don't know. Let me know in the comments below exactly what you call these. But yeah, you've then got an apprentice fighter, the seasons fighter, and then the Dura. I do love going into this, love a good monster manual or bestiary, whatever you want to call this, that will have a creature and then different levels of creature. And then see, we got a particular thing here. So these are it's a D6 thing that it's going to make each of them different as well. So I'm really looking forward to this. I do like, I like goblins, I like orcs, and I think because of the way this is written, the way it looks, it's going to give them that element of sort of a personality. And obviously, if you're going to flesh out a whole clan, the martial artists with their own martial arts sounds really good. The Archmage, a living siege engine, which kind of reminds me of, was it Warcraft when they had the orcs, sorry, it was the ogres, and then they had the war machines, wasn't it, where you could put the bodies in to shoot it out. I'm sure that was in Warcraft, and well, Warcraft like 3, the what was it, RTS player, you know, the 3D game where you sort of played and controlled the figures before you went into main Warcraft. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. I just think this is really good. Say that Emporium, that looks, those look quite good. We got little with snippets, but they're included, that I didn't actually realise on my first proper read through. And now, you know, you get back to it and you go, you know, that's 4 really cool zines For $5 PDF or $8, obviously you're going to get the additional on print on demand. Go and back this. This is going to add so much flavour, fun, and really cool goblins, antagonists to your adventures. If you're enjoying this series, please like, share, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you back for day 20. Not many days to go now. Slowly getting towards the end. Don't get me wrong, I am enjoying this, but it can be quite time consuming to sort of sift through projects that I want to look through and discuss. But yeah, if you're enjoying this, like, share, subscribe, and I'll be back tomorrow. Thank you for watching.